special occasion, joining these two in the union of marriage. George, you may receive your bride and bring her forward. There's Thank you, and you may be seated. Now, George and Denise, the two of you have had separate paths that led you to this very moment. And that's what the unity candle will represent later on in the ceremony. Your two individual lives becoming one through marriage. And if there's a few things that I hope would carry along its way, along with the two of you throughout your journey, it would be that for the two of you to always be willing, from the heart, to listen, learn, and love. And by that I mean to have the ability to listen to one another, what it is that they have to offer, and what makes them feel whole and part of this relationship. Because after all, they just may be the voice of reason. And secondly, would be the ability to learn. Learn whatever it takes to help the other fulfill every desire, every wish, every dream, and every goal that they may have. And lastly, but most importantly, is the ability to love. To love unconditionally, which means no strings attached. It's an ongoing love. And this is the type of love that I would hope the two of you would wish to express to one another each and every day. Keeping in mind, George, that Denise's happiness would be far more important than yours. And the same for you, Denise, that George's happiness will be more important than yours. And with that in your minds and in your hearts, I'm sure your lives together will be everything that you want it to be. So George, I'll ask you first. With your presence here today, alongside Denise, do you take her as your wife and promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting her always, allowing nothing or no one to come between the both of you? Do you take her as your wife?
I don't.
Denise, I'll ask you the same. With your presence here today, alongside George, do you take him as your husband and promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting him always, allowing nothing or no one to come between the both of you? Do you take him as your husband?
Sure.
If I could have you hand over your bouquet. And if you guys could turn and face each other, and hold each other's hands. Now as you look into each other's eyes, you will see the very reason why you are here today, proving that at this moment, there is no one more important than who stands before you. So with that said, George, I'll have you go first in repeating your vows. I, George, take you, Denise.
I, George, take you, Denise,
To be my wife.
to be my wife.
I will always be there for you,
I will always be there for you,
through good times and bad times,
good times and bad times,
whether we are rich or poor,
whether we're rich or poor,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love and cherish you.
I will love and cherish you.
I give you my pledge.
I give you my pledge.
Thank you, sir. Now, Denise, looking into his eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Denise, take you, George,
I, Denise, take you, George,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I will stand beside you
I will stand beside you
You better.
through success or misfortune,
through success or misfortune,
through the joys and sorrows of life,
through the joys and sorrows of life,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
through laughter and tears.
through laughs and tears.
I will love and cherish you.
I will love and cherish you.
I give you my pledge.
I give you my pledge.
Thank you. And at this time, may I have the rings, please?
Right.
Thank you, sir. Now these rings will seal this commitment. And they're not only tokens, but symbols of the very love and devotion that the two of you are expressing here today. And my hope is that in each and every day, wearing these rings, may it constantly remind you of that promise and pledge. And in time, these rings may lose beauty, but I hope that the two of you would value and take honor in wearing these rings for what they truly represent. And through your friends and family, the beauty will shine through you both. And the two of you will be a wonderful example for all. So George, I'll ask you to take her ring, and if you could please place it upon her ring finger, and if you could please repeat, with this ring,
With this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your faithful and loving husband,
to be your faithful and loving husband.
and I feel so honored
I feel so honored
to call you my wife.
to call you my wife.
Thank you, sir. Denise, you can place that upon his ring finger, and if you could please repeat, with this ring,
With this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your faithful and loving wife,
to be your faithful and loving wife,
and I feel so honored
and I feel so honored
to call you my husband.
to call you my husband.
And at this time, if I could have you step over to the unity candle. Now, as I mentioned before, the two of you have each had your separate paths that led you to this point, and your individually lit tapers are representing your individual lives. And as you light the center candle, you will not only be uniting your lives, but that of your families as well. So I'll ask that you take a hold of your individual taper and light the center candle at the same time, which will also symbolize the creation of a new journey with new memories. And after the center one is lit, if I could have you guys turn and blow out your individual taper. Perfect. And I'll invite you back. Now, Denise and George, if you love somebody, you'll be loyal to them no matter what the cost. You will always stand beside them. You will always love and trust them. And you will stand your ground in defending them no matter what. Now, there's a saying that I like to leave with the two of you. And it simply says, don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. Don't walk behind me. I may not lead. But walk beside me as a friend. Because after all, that is what the two of you will be building together, is a deeper, richer, stronger friendship built upon the foundation of your wonderful relationship that you already have. The bouquet for the bride. Now, it certainly has been a joy to be part of this celebration with all of you here. And the 12th of October, a day that will now mark your anniversary, in the presence of friends and family as witnesses. The two of you have showed your intentions by the exchanging of your vows and the exchanging of your rings. Therefore, with the power vested in me by the state of Nevada, it is my honor and my privilege to now be able to pronounce you as husband and wife. George, you may now kiss your wife, sir. I'll have you turn and face your guests. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Perez.